So yeah, and that should have, in a way, put you in the mood for what tonight is going to be all about. Right. I have said it many times, and I'll keep saying it, okay? On this platform, our effort is to show it through the actions and inactions, to show to the rest of the world, including you watching me right now, that no matter what they are promising you, those who are the active players in that corrupt system in Nigeria, no matter which political party or group or any name they give to themselves, pro-Nigeria, they have one thing in common: turn by turn Nigeria Limited. And if you look very, very closely, if you believe in them, what you are doing is that you are gambling with your own precious life and future. And so many people have been unfortunate, and many are still going to be unfortunate. So on Mayegun's Diary Political, that I personally, in my own personal view, after reviewing everything that we have come to know in Nigeria and its politics and policies, we have come clean to say, or should I say, I personally have come clean to say, if you care about progress, if you care about future, if you care about this life generally, and if you love Nigeria, you are never going to oppose, right, to the advocacy for a mutual, peaceful dissolution of an arrangement that has no single consent of any part of Nigeria. Now, remember that always. I may not have the influence to make you do that now, but I am going to continue to show to you that those you probably will build your confidence on, whether in PDP, APC, Labour, or wherever you found them, you are gambling with this one precious life that you come to. Nigeria is already there as a threat, and every player within have been, involved in denying us that, or depriving us that one singular opportunity to live as human beings. So on Mayegun's Diary Political, if I batch APC, Egbekegbe, I have told you, it is because whatever we are seeing right now in Nigeria, the division, the disunity, right, the poverty, the corruption, everything you are seeing right now in Nigeria, those who made them kind of grow is no other than the APC, Egbekegbe. And the only people responsible who could stop it, if they really want to, genuinely now, they are the only ones who can. Until maybe tomorrow, you have another person there, then they have to carry the wahala on their head. But as it is today, you don't blame people who have no chance of making any difference in your life after choosing the rogues, the devils, that feed or drink your blood. Do you get what I mean? That is why I mostly, criticize them, open them up, so that there is no way they can disguise in the future to this new angel, as many of you from generation to generation continue to suffer from what is called the Stockholm Syndrome. So my effort is to keep reminding you their roles at what they did at when and how, so that you probably will one day be like me. Stop giving them the lifeline, talking on their behalf, defending them, only to end up as the victim of their greed, selfishness, incompetence, and corruption. So that's what I do. Now, I have told you, I said that I am bashing them or talking more about them does not spare you, a follower or defender of people deceiving people, the irredeemable people destroying people. They are no better. I've said that many times. So if I talk about APC, Egbekegbe, and you are doing KKK because you feel like you are somewhere safer, pro-Nigeria, one Nigerian, Abi? No, you are not. People destroying people, share the money. Ladies and gentlemen, or more, they haven't changed you. Do you know what happened? Or should we start from what scattered them now, or scattering them now? Money. Money, money, money. What scattered them in 2015? Money, money, money. Greed. Put it that way. In 2015, they were sharing money. You see that Abati that is now in Arise, yeah? He was the spokesperson for Goodluck Jonathan, you remember? He got locked up when this Bokwari APC, Egbekegbe, came in. Do you know why? He collected 500 million naira for snacks for journalists. They call it journalist pally for Jonathan. How much to organize journalist pally for Jonathan? 500 million naira. That's how much he got. Femi Foni Kayode, who came back to just be a rabid dog, you know, as they hired him for Tifnumbu right now. He himself, he got over 3 billion. You know, he was arrested too, and they are still having that on Abi. Share the money. Obanikoro, you remember Obanikoro? He got his own share. And that was it. Now, just now that they are preparing themselves as your savior too. Now, money costs wahala. It all started from their convention. Because primarily, listen, in Nigeria, they will tell you, poor people should not be involved in leadership or politics. A sort of effed up system that this bunch of criminals are proud of. Anyway, you want to come and serve the people. But before you serve from nomination form, in Nigeria, you have to cough out millions of naira. So in the process, people destroying people, they made almost 15 billion naira selling forms to people who want to come and change your lives. People who want to come and serve you. So when they got the money, that wasn't all. Werewike said a day before their convention, when Atifku's dollar arrived, they were sharing $50,000 to delegates. But that's for delegates. As for the hierarchy, top hierarchy, ladies and gentlemen, the chairman collected 1 billion. That's what Werewike said. So it didn't take long. They said, oh, it's one of those tantrum of Wike. Remember? Oh, he's just throwing tantrum, blah, 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 blah. A week, or should I say few days, after Werewike met Tifnumbu in London, then the scandal broke. From the money they made, according to them, from the money they made from sales of form, they started sharing the money into the accounts of their own National Working Committee. Although you'll be asking, Mayegun, what about APC, Egbekegbe, that made 27 billion naira from selling forms to those who wants to come and change your lives? 27 billion. What happened to the money? We'll come back to that. Let's talk about this scandal first. After everybody got paid, bribed here and there, played themselves out, and they played Werewike, he just let the cat out of the bag. Now, so everybody started talking. Oh, my brothers and sisters, they shared 15 billion naira. And as you are saying, as all of you are tearing yourselves apart, you are a madman. You are a IPOB. Oh, you are a OPC. You are a this and that, tearing yourself apart because of these criminal groups that some of you belong to. Are you with me? The real people, the real rogues, they are cashing out up there, starting from delegates. Even though they are coming back to some of you to give you 1,000 naira, 2,000 naira, to give up your future as usual, Abi. But the delegates, they are collecting thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars. The party hierarchy. Now, so accident alert they happen. Oh, let me show you a few of them who started returning the money they received and how they described their own share. See this one, Hang on. Let me see if I can take this off. Yeah. Now, yesterday, this came from a man called Dan Hobby. The man from this Edo. I think he's from Edo. Yeah. My attention, listen, read this. My attention has been drawn to a damaging trending story reported in the Nation newspaper by Yusuf Ali on September 26th, titled Disquiet in PDP National Working Committee over 10 billion naira nomination fees. Amongst several other allegations, he alleged that members of the NWC were offered 28 million naira to gloss over scandalous financial misappropriation. To my shock and surprise, it has been confirmed to me by my bank that the sum of 28 million naira has been credited to my account by the party. I hereby notify you of my decision to pay back the money to the party's account. Hang on. Now, after Wike met Tifnumbu in London and told them that, see, I have information, we can, all that stuff, right? So the information they shared was that, let's start with these people. Ayu is so corrupt. I have evidence. Now then, this was, when was this done? When was their convention? Convention done about 3 months ago or so, Abi. Dan Obi just discovered after reading the Nation newspaper that, so my bank just told me now that I got 28 million naira in my bank. These guys must be so rich that 28 million naira probably look like a 28 naira and they didn't notice. Maybe just bank charges. They'll feel like, oh, it's just 28 naira bank charges, right? You believe that? Wait for the next one. Here is another one who got share of the 10 billion naira PDP money. They haven't come to power, okay? Just make the money, share the money. Tadami, gamble your future in the hands of rogues who are career criminals because they promise you that they are now different. They want to rescue Nigeria. Here is another one. It says, this one is from National Chairman, Southwest, Adagun Odo. This one is from Oshun. I know this man. Please be informed that the said payment has become a subject of media story and carried with bad intentions by them. I hereby inform you of the refund of the sum of 28 million naira back to PDP, blah, 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 blah. The receipt of the payment back to the account is attached. So this one, because we got our money, which level now? Why the whole thing can't become story for media? No be PDP money. Okay, I don't refund my own. So that one got sent his own back as well. You know him. Here is another one. Make the money, share the money. You get that? This one is a national treasurer, I think. Oh, no, this one addressed his letter to national treasurer. Let's go figure out his name. Aha, this one is Professor Stella. So this one is a long shot, okay? She got 28.8 million. That's how much she got, and she refunded that back too from the PDP money, right? Here is another one. This one, I think this one is Southwest also Arakpaja also. Let me see. Give me a sec. Yeah, this is the Arakpaja's own. So for Arakpaja, his own story is also similar to Dan Obi. Okay, return of 30. He got more than the rest. Return of 36 million naira. Housing, he said, is an housing allowance paid into my account. Or more housing allowance. Oh boy, 28 million. Okay, I observed a malicious story reported in the Nation newspaper of 26th of September, where it was alleged that members of the National Working Committee were offered humongous amount of money to silence us over an allegation of financial misappropriation in the true of 15 billion naira. Okay. So this led me to browse through my various alerts, and I discovered a transfer of 36 million naira from the party. Normal, It no suppose concern you, concern us. But the way it concern you and concern every one of us is what I'm going to tell you now. Okay? Nigeria is a rigged system intentionally. And if you look at the ingredients that has contributed or that have contributed to this old stalemate, this deadlock that we have found ourselves, this division that you are witnessing today, this poverty, and every other thing, every other vice that you probably have on Nigeria, the ingredients to them are not far-fetched. Okay? So let us start from the process of even choosing those who will decide or determine which direction you should be taking as a people, as a country, leadership, so to say, starting from the remotest, from the smallest, from the rung of the ladder. I'm talking about the ones closer to you. When you look at the political process that produces all these criminals, the level of greed and desperation, taxation, and so many other things that they have brought into it through godfatherism, so to say, then you will realize that praying for Nigeria to get better, or telling yourself that you are doing you are patriotic and you are working to make Nigeria better, is no other thing than an illusion or a lie. Let's break it down. In Nigeria, okay, if you want to become ordinary councillor, council lawmaker, a council rep, yeah, or your own street rep, so to say, the process starts like this. The party itself is formed like a court, whereby those who make up their excos are mostly handpicked by other senior political kind of a person. So that one will be their leader at the local government level. So at the ward level, they handpick people that will do their bidding. And you see all these people picked from everywhere across Nigeria. It is the same rule in every political criminal group that they call themselves as it is, right? To swindle you, to squeeze you, because according to them, once you get there, right, you're probably going to make more than what they are demanding from you. So in the process, you start the effort of satisfying their greed first, even if you have to steal. They don't care. And because of this, the mini scamming that politicians come back to swindle everyone, muddle the polity, and then leave everybody confused and, stranded, so to say, is because right from that grassroots, as they say, is where the grooming start from, is where the greed start from. And the people who make up all these political party excos as they are, they are ordinary people like you and me who end up suffering even worse than so many of you who have no idea how these characters suddenly emerge as the candidates that they wanted to go for. Now, it is the same process as well, right? From the local government level to state to federal and on like that. So whatever you are going for will determine how much you would have to cough out. People want to come and serve people. People want to come and, ask for a job. I need this job to be your rep so that I can bring development to you. Now, if you trust me that I could do the job based on my own track record and the rest, right? You should even be supporting me or sponsoring me. That's what political system, are all over the world, except in Nigeria. You know what I mean? So you will see people collecting the bribe. Whoever pay more, will become your candidate eventually. Or whoever who's a godfather ask more money to pay on your behalf. Now, this is how they have captured the system. When they captured, when they captured the system through the nomination process, that is going to beat your chest for them, have no clue. Now, this whole taxation, capture, and the rest of that are the set of people who are going to then come out to make laws on crime, to make laws on corruption, to make laws on, abuse of power. Of course, they will never make laws that is going to put them in jail. And if they ever make those laws, they will never execute them to take them to put them in jail. Will they? No, they won't. So if you want to be a state governor, they will tell you point blank, you need 5 billion naira to be a state governor. Guess who are those who are going to take the chunk of that money? Party excos, national this, national that, and on like that. You are not in the picture. None of you. Whatever they write in the book, whatever they post out there, whatever they are promising, you are not in the picture. None of them is in their minds. So now tell me, if I am working for real, working hard for my money, right? How do you think I should feel giving such money to jobless people, to people who have no real, I don't know how to put that. I want to say no real vision for anything, to say any development or any growth or progress, just themselves using that same system. And in Nigeria, Kosamo, but it is the same. Abi, how do you think I'll feel to give somebody my money and then jobless people? They call them party leaders, our party leaders, thieves, right? Millions of naira. And then you, in your own wise mind, you would expect somebody like me who paid that 5 billion naira to crooks and criminals, to now come in and not milk the system as much as possible. Now, that's an example of that. People destroying people. They had a chance, 16 years, a chance to put Nigeria probably on the path that would never have led us to this way. But remember, greed, selfishness, self-centeredness brought them to this stage. And it is so sad that those who witnessed that and eventually living through the result of this APC, a product of PDP as well, people, this APC, they are also product of people destroying people as well. And somebody like that, today, having lived that through all of that, will still hope and stand up and say, he believes in Atifku. He believes in Nigeria through these rogues and criminals. Good enough, this is coming out. Not that it's going to change anything, because if you understand how Nigeria work very well, right? The slaves loves their chains. And when people don't know that they are in chains, how do you then convince them to take those chains off? So they choose and prefer their thieves differently. That is a fact. Yeah? But the question is, like, using your own kind of free mind, using your logical mind. The characters who failed for 16 years, they regrouped. They haven't even had a chance of being back. The same trait is back. No thanks to Werewike, who did the expose. 120 million naira refunded by these people who have done absolute fuck all, like nothing other than they are party leaders in Nigeria. You haven't questioned that. It is your system. They say you need money. Money for who? Money to give to criminals. And then the rest of you that they are giving the peanuts. You are ready right now to slaughter yourselves like you are planning to do in Lagos tomorrow. 5 people returned 120 million. And they have, they have about a 40 national working committee, I think. So multiply 28 million by nearly 40 people that they probably gave the money to. And then you have the answer to what your future will be like in Nigeria in the hands of these rogues, right? The other one is this, so somehow, it is like the ghost of End SARS hasn't stopped haunting Lagos. You know, if you ask me, what could be this obsession of Tifnumbu's, Batidiot, and the rest of them about people gathering in Lagos? Is there something that is unclear or something? I don't know. I mean, there is an obsession. When the young people gathered 2 years ago to protest against police brutality across Nigeria and across the world, Lagos kind of stood out. More like the motivation for people to continue to speak up, to continue to mobilize, to continue to, demand that as at the time, the motivation was coming from Lagos. The way they were so organized. You know what I mean? They had ambulances on the side for whoever kind of gets injured for any reasons. They have them there. They had the trucks filled with, water, juice, and all that stuff. Food. They had people who volunteered to be security, that were maintaining, orderliness and all that for 22 days. And every day, the protest kept expanding, kept growing and growing worldwide. And that didn't go down well with the owners of Lagos for some reason. I remember, it was, in 2012, during the subsidy protests in Nigeria, the motivation for this subsidy protest was coming from Lagos. Artists, radio presenters, TV everywhere. Media gave so much coverage at the time. And I think, it's because of the cosmopolitan estate of Lagos historically, that it is easier to have almost everyone from every part of Nigeria assembled together on a common cause in Lagos, because there's no single part of Nigeria that doesn't have anybody in Lagos. You know that? Traditionally. But what I figured out is that there can be protests, there can be rallies, there can be gatherings in Lagos, but they must be the ones sanctioned, organized by Tifnumbu directly or by proxy. Anything away from that is a threat to Tifnumbu. I don't know why. Maybe it's just an obsession. They killed people, and the ghosts of those they killed have failed to leave. Now, the ghost of those they killed, during the NSAS protests in Lagos, in Port Harcourt, in Abia, in Enugu, those they killed in Ibadan, Oshun, Abeokuta, Akure, everywhere. Those they killed in Kano, Sokoto, everywhere. Their ghosts are kind of roaming. And in a way, gathering of any young people is considered a real threat. If you ask me, the Yorubas, who are Yorubas? Oh, Yoruba from Yoruba land. They called out for a rally, not protest, or rally. Oh, we are going to have our mega rally in Lagos. And we invite everyone. Oh, it's going to be the biggest. Oh, it's going to be 1 million man. It's going to be 2 million. It's going to be 3 million. And all hell let loose. Because of that, you know the story. It is so unfortunate, by the way, because the Olori Brukus who supported this Tifnubu and gang for shooting at the Yorubas who were to rally in Lagos last year. The Olori Bruku Omo list Tifun Lawrence Alapama shares because of Tifnumbu, who mocked and laughed at their own brothers and sisters, including aged men and women, who eventually showed up in Lagos that day. The Olori Bruku Omo list who laughed at them then because of Tifnumbu. Today, they are now jumping on Mayegun's diary political. Mayegun, tell us about Yoruba Nation. My friend, every day now, you are talking about our criminal leaders. Talk about Yoruba Nation. We know you are not interested. That is why we are telling you more about the other dangers that your foolishness is still keeping for you. You will get there. It's a matter of time. Yorubas gathered in Lagos. Yoruba. And it wasn't a protest. It's a rally. They sent killers to Igbo's house. They killed 2 people there. They were meant to kill Igbo as well, remember? Because they didn't succeed in killing him. This Olori Bruku Omo Ali, Lagos Abobakus, they were asking, why didn't he disappear? Why didn't he fight? Why didn't he control guns? Because they wanted him dead, so that there would be no one that will ever be a threat to Tifnumbu's selfish ambition. And these Olori Brukus are here now. And they will ask, why did my friend talk about Yoruba Nation? As if to say they are interested. Don't worry. There's something called, we see that they collabo. I want to say it in Yoruba. Ebi Loma Shoro for Leyin. It's a matter of time. So we saw that, how could the gathering of Yorubas be a threat to Tifnumbu? You know, they will tell you, they don't control police, they don't control this, they don't control that. Of course, they don't control them. But if they always need them for against their own people, of course, they control them. That is why they have been calling. Today is 30th of September. Tomorrow is the 1st of October. The Obidients, they said they are going to meet in Lagos. 1 million man march. Omonaso, PTSD kicked in. Oh. There is nothing I haven't read. There is no threat I haven't seen. But you know, the whole thing is now changing from NSAS. If you have been following the Tifnumbu social media bandits, Facebook adsmen, if you have been following them, now, the same way, they said enemies of Tifnumbu, enemy of Nigeria, they were those sponsoring the Yoruba sovereign nation advocacy. Therefore, if you see anybody with Yoruba nation, shoot them. All these useless people who told you that we need Yoruba nation because of Tifnumbu. This time around, they are not saying that anybody is sponsoring DOB. They said NSAS people bombed Lagos, which is not true. We have the real story. We have those who burned down Lagos. And we know those who sponsor them. We know their names. We know their faces. The tribal bigots have now turned your Obidient rally to end SARS protest. But today, it is no longer end SARS protest. They are now saying it is IPOB protest in Lagos. Therefore, the Nigerian police have now said there will be no protests in Lagos tomorrow. Nobody say they don't know waiting, then they talk. Now you just want the shalaye. If you think, it's not a protest now, it's a rally. Shebi is politics now. It's your political campaign now. How can we not gather? Of course, they know it's a political campaign. They know it's a rally. But in Lagos, you have woken up PTSD. The PTSD of the ghosts of those they killed that are not going away. And they just need just one single reason to shoot you again. And as it be so, the police have now started what they call the show of force. Let me show you something. The police were at Lekki toll gate because they don't want any sort of a procession or whatever around the place. Are you with me? So be careful before you come around. They have those that dressed in this combat gear, and they have those who are ready as well to shoot aside as long as they are ordered to do that. So just showing you what it's going to look like if you end up having to be out tomorrow. And I kind of I've seen the Obidients themselves, right, turning this into a positive thing. They said, well, we are not protesting to start with. We are rallying. And it is going to take place in 4 different locations in Lagos. So, Lekki and their roots. There is also Ikeja. I think, what's it called? Ikeja and their roots. Yeah? There is also I think there's also First Stack or something, I know. Yeah, First Stack and their roots. So as it be, the Lagos Abobakus initially organized a counter rally for Tifnumbu. So their own rally, they call it 5 million man march. That if them born any Obidient to come out tomorrow, they will show them. So the bottom line now is, it is going to be a show time in Lagos tomorrow. One of the Obidient was talking to me in my inbox earlier today, and he said, he was sending me some clips and all that. Some of them that I can't really share in a way. He actually knows I won't share that, and he's probably watching me right now. He said, you know what, Mayegun, in Lagos, let the police come out as they are coming. What they are doing is that, in fact, it makes them feel safe in the hands of the Lagos Abobakus, who are ready, who are ready to attack as many people as possible. And then, as usual, they will then blame it on you and say it was done by the Obidients. Right? You know me, I'm a diary. And somehow, I am watching like an eagle. An eagle that is keeping the record of all that is happening. And enough that you can go back and possibly just follow this again and say, oh, I want to know what happened day by day, because tomorrow is going to be heavy. There will be so many coverage around that. And traditionally, any rally that doesn't have Tifnumbu's blessing is like a declaration of war. More or less like you want to intentionally bruise his ego, his oversized, heel, sick ego. And this is something that they feel like is unforgivable. So there are many, many of them that if they have their way, like they did in 2019, like something like this, tomorrow will just look like this. Gele, remove the ballot box and see the characters that are in this clip just for a minute or a sec. So, just like I said, just take off the ballot box, smashing, burning, and the rest of that, okay? And just the characters you see there. There's no junction that you're going to pass that you won't see them. So, it later made sense. But the only sense here this doesn't really make to me is that in that same Lagos, where whenever the owners, because there are also, what do you call it? The owners of Lagos who are like the Mozu for Lagos. Whenever they are like exchanging their usual gunfight or any street fight at all, even the police in Lagos, they always let them have their day. If you probably don't remember what it was like in 2020, when they organized the mass killings of protesters at the time, well, tomorrow is going to be a big day, I would say. So the Nigerian police are saying that your gathering is a protest, and the Obidients are saying that our gathering is just a rally. You've had your rallies everywhere. And one of the things that the Lagos Abobakus are saying, because they are shit scared of what it is going to be like if all these your threats that you want to press the neck of the owners of Lagos, the Lagos landlord, that you want to, what have you with Tifnumbu, that if your threat is should come to pass, I mean, that's something that they can't really settle with. So one of the things they are now saying is that because they are not tagging you Labour Party rally, this is where the tribal bigotry and all that stuff is going to come in. Tomorrow's rally is not tagged Labour Party rally or rally for Peter Obi or what have you by the Lagos Abobakus who are baying for blood, because violence is theirs as well, right? Tomorrow's rally is being tagged IPOB rally. I know some of you are Yorubas as well, Lagosians and all of you who are part of OB and all that, according to your fellow Yoruba brothers and sisters, okay, you are IPOB. And according to them, IPOB want to break Nigeria. So if you want to do your protest, you should go and do it in Anambra. Now, you see this message that I just gave to you now, not mine. This is the message they are sending to people on WhatsApp for tomorrow's event. You know, tomorrow Nigeria will be 62. So they are telling people in Yoruba on WhatsApp that the Igbos who want to break Nigeria, they are coming to do rally to do protest in Lagos. This is how dirty how deadly and how dangerous these people are. And I'll keep reminding you that this is happening because we are in Nigeria. Okay? That is why, although there are reasonable people, and these reasonable people are actually in majority, but it is so unfortunate that the last 22 years of democracy in Nigeria hasn't in any way breed or build, united country. Politicians who have had their chances, majority of them, they have fed on what you can call tribal, regional, religious sentiments. And they have people who listen to them. It has made so many people to stay away, from this whole thing, enough that the worst of Nigeria are now those who are now governing Nigeria. So, regionally, from everywhere, it is mostly tribal, religious, ethnic. And time like this is always meant to show to you how divided Nigeria is and how hypocritical an average Nigerian is. And that's why I said from the beginning that if we are all being honest with ourselves, being honest, sincerely speaking, we can tell ourselves that we have no future together. Not because you don't want it, not because maybe, well, okay. I believe that we don't have any future together, and then I'm going to say I don't want it because I know that we don't have any together at all with the way Nigeria is currently formed. Okay, but let's say some of you actually believe that the future will be great. Nigeria is going to be great once again. There's going to be sincere patriotism. There's going to be sincere commitment. Corruption will be a thing of the past. And all those things that you dream about to have a better country and all that stuff, right? Let's assume that you want Nigeria to be better. But these rogues, do they want Nigeria to be better? Do they? 23 years of them lying to all of us, telling us to endure it. Now we know better, because if there's anything that the either social media or Bokwari APC, if there's anything that they have, this combination have managed to do to the people of Nigeria in the last 7 years, is that it has managed to keep people awake and alive to what is going on around them. People are now more sensitive of what is going on around them, even though these voices are here and there, not really together yet, but people are more aware of what is going on around them. Now, you can lie to them, of course you can, but the numbers of those who are falling for the lies are thinning up and thinning up and thinning up day by day, simply because the characters in Nigeria will continue to disappoint you. They will continue to fail you, and you will continue to question why do you continue to believe them. Now, it has gotten to a stage that more and more people are now finding answers to why they don't believe them anymore. Now, as it has come to a stage where so many as well are now believing that, not that we don't believe what they are saying anymore. We don't even believe in what they have told us before. They are now questioning what that future is. To so many, there is none. So not because you don't want it, it's because they don't want it. And over time, they thrive on, what do you call it? They thrive on the religious, the tribal, the ethnic cards. You know it. I know it. And those cards continue to walk, wander, and blood continue to be drawn for the sake of these rogues. So tomorrow, the narrative we should indeed actually be sharing is this. And I've actually shared that many times on this platform as well. There is a big question on that statement, or on that line, one Nigeria. A big question. And when you begin to unravel it, yeah, you will discover that There is no word like that. There's nothing like that. And that could have been something that you could at least hold on to say, are we not one again? I mean, so many of you do ask that questions, like, are we not one again? I mean, are we not supposed to be one again? You know why you're asking that question? Because the happenings around you are telling you otherwise, that no, this doesn't look like one Nigeria. No. I don't think we are one. I mean, that's why you're asking questions. Do you get that? And because of this, the people who push us to this stage are also saying that this one Nigeria that doesn't exist is non-negotiable. Let me give you an instance. Right now, if you see anybody that is supporting Tifnumbu, I'm giving you this data based on the everyday gauge of the engagement of these people and everyone all over the place. If you see an average supporter of Tifnumbu that is a Yoruba man or woman, 80% of them, right? They believe that entrusting Nigeria into the hands of an Igbo man is going to break up Nigeria. At the same time, they will keep their mouth sealed when Nigeria is killing the Biafrans because Nigeria doesn't want them to go. The same people, okay, who will say for Nigeria to survive as one, don't trust an Igbo man. And this mentality is so evident. And I'm a Yoruba man, and I'm saying this to you free of charge. And you see this 80% who believe this, they can't even explain it to you. Let me break it down again. Nigeria is supposed to be one, right? But there is this Igbophobia, that kind of always come to play whenever you are pretending to be choosing a leader for one country. It is evidence. You know that. Now, that Igbophobia is a strong card, right, that you can play among non-Igbos, whether Yoruba, Hausa, Fula, any non-Igbos. It is a card that sells so well. And the only time that this card sells so well is during their elections, when they will tell themselves, you cannot trust them, but you cannot let them go. Okay? But somehow, something is different this time around. You have Atifku, a Fulani man from Jada, Jaga, wherever, from Adamawa. You have a Yoruba man from, Amoda Ogunlere, a.k.a. Bola Tinubu from Iragbiji, Osun State, a core Yoruba, supposedly. Then you have another man from Anambra, a core Igbo man. They are supposed to be, all of them should be Nigerians, Abi. But out of Atifku, out of it's between the three of them, and the four of them, even five, you have Showore is a Yoruba man, you have Atifku, a Fulani man, you have Tifnumbu, a Yoruba man, you have Kwakwanso, an Hausa Fulani man. Now, for all these four, right, non-Igbos, when they talk about them, they talk about them in the context of Nigeria. Oh, Atifku is Atifku is a thief. Oh, Atifku is this or that. Atifku, in the context of what Nigeria. When they talk about Tifnumbu, they talk about him in the context of Nigeria, which, when I say Nigeria, which include the Biafra land. But this Igbo man, amongst them, when they have to tell the rest of non-Igbos, they have to remind them, he's an Igbo man in your one Nigeria. Tell me if that is not real or true right now. Tell me if you don't have that sentiment as I described it right now. They want to break away. Now they are now campaigning for Obi. Meanwhile, you have your brothers, you have your sisters who are doing the same thing in the north, in Yoruba land, in Fula, everywhere. You see them. They are doing the same thing. Campaigning for Obi. But it will not sell well if you don't use that sentiment of is an Igbo man and this is Nigeria. They want to leave, but we won't let them go. But when we want to rule, we want to rule them as well. Can you please help me to make that, put it this way, help me make that to make sense. Does that not defeat one Nigeria? Has that not defeated the same thing? Now, that's exactly what is playing out now. So if you look around you, tomorrow's rally is not Peter Obi rally. It's not Labour Party rally. In your one Nigeria, they are telling themselves it is IPOB rally. In that same one Nigeria. So when I say Nigeria, should you by any means be offended? Is Nigeria not a lie? Are you not lying to yourselves? Is what I just said now not true? Can you make that make sense? So that's where I got my theory. My theory of one Nigeria is not real. When you stop lying to yourselves, then we can start talking. Do you get that? All of this wouldn't have necessary. In fact, we probably could have easily have this healthy competition among us or among ourselves. Just same way we had this healthy competition among ourselves in the 60s, late 50s and early 60s. And these were the period that we saw true, genuine commitment of citizens to their own development and their future, where they invested in not just what the system will give to them. That was the time. After that, it's become everything became turn by turn Nigeria Limited. So you hated yourselves, but you're lying to yourselves. Nigeria is a great country. Nigeria is going to be, the Igbo, this BIPOB don't want Nigeria to be great. They call Nigeria zoo. Nigeria is this or that. And for the first time in your lifetime, you found an Igbo man, that even made your own brother to abandon Tifnumbu in your lifetime. And the bigotry in you, which you have been living since the day of your fathers and your mothers, and the day of their own fathers and their mothers, you are going to die in that same Nigeria, without having to unbond yourself from that contraption. It is a divided place. And you are working so hard to make that division permanent. So tomorrow, they are gangling up because according to them, they must save Lagos State from Igbos. Don't pretend that you don't know, because you are already calling your own brothers and sisters in Yoruba land. You are already calling them Omoale. Omoale, because of Tifnumbu, that is resting in London. Eh? Ah.
So the big elephant in the room of a question, where is your presidential candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu?
Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is in London.
What's he doing in London?
Exactly. What's he doing in London? He cannot rest in Lagos. They will not let him rest. So he came into Abuja most of the time. They will still not let him rest. This man has been working for an average of 20 hours in the 24 hours in each day. So reasonable people thought, okay, you need to leave this country because they will not let you rest. The campaign is coming soon. You will not even have any time. So as to have proper...
So you're saying the campaign is coming soon. The campaign has started.
Yeah, it has started.
You would have thought he'd taken his break before the campaign.
Well, that is the issue. We thought he could take the break by coming to Abuja, but they're not letting him take the break. And as I speak with you, the issue of today that is being made a big issue with, the invitation for the peace accord came after he has left the country. Even the deputy, his running mate, Senator Kashim Shettima, was not in town. He had to leave what he was doing in Maiduguri and rush down to Lagos today. So these are things that people need to understand. He's not...
Well, if Kashim Shettima could have come
because
down,
he's in the country.
Perhaps Tinubu himself.
There's a difference. One is in London, one is in Maiduguri. Let's get this.
This isn't it. You cannot defend APC and not sound stupid or foolish. You can manufacture lie. That will show you the trait of irregular APC. Tifnumbu built Lagos. Tifnumbu created Lagos for 6 days. On the 7th day, he traveled down to London to go and get rest. Somebody said the only thing Tifnumbu forgot to build in Lagos was probably healthcare. He built everything, he gave you life and all that, but he forgot to build healthcare. So he's in London getting access to that same healthcare, so to say. But talking about Omoale, 23 years of being part of Nigeria. 23 years, ladies and gentlemen. And you can go to Yoruba land right now, you'll think that they just came out of a war zone. You can go to any part of Nigeria right now, you just be like, oh my God. But when you see the characters who have had a chance or a shot at making your lives different, right? Or making a change to your lives, you realize that majority of them are even doing better. Okay? So if you check it in my book, I'm going to tell you that if you are looking for Omoales, the fools, you shouldn't look further. They are the people you are defending. It's just that you have been contaminated. You have been corrupted as well. You are a product of that system. And it's going to take a lot of cleansing to get you back to normal. So tomorrow and the day beyond and on after that, it's going to be a day of serious face-off here and there. So for those of you who are following the saga of PDP, people destroying people, it just makes it look like Wiki has finally punctured their tire of mobilization as we speak. But they don't die easily. According to them, is it not just about money? Forget that. You're still going to hear more as their charade progresses. So then that took us back to this one. If you remember, in the book of those who have abandoned PDP, abandoned APC, PDP, and to them, they have found light somewhere else. PDP is just like this. pick them up. Oh. So as for me, I have left this on tonight. So tomorrow is another day, which means that we will follow them, bomber to bomber. As those clips start coming up, we'll share them and all that. I'm pleading with you, for those of you who have committed to this, just be careful. You see those guys in Lagos, they are like Omo Joba, in a way that though you have said that if you have the number, they would dare not try to stop you. And at the same time, you are going to have to overstretch them tomorrow with all the locations and all that. But last, me, I am seeing the ingredient of a revolution. When these people finally try to clamp on you and all of that, you don't get the license of, the ingredient of the revolution that will eventually have to wipe everybody off the plate of Nigeria, possibly give us a new beginning. The one that some of you are trying hard to run away from. If you want Nigeria to be better, if you want real future for yourself and your own children or your children, right? The way the Nigeria is currently structured or put together, would never guarantee you of that. Every day you live, that system is a threat to you. It's a threat to your life. It's a threat to your freedom. A threat to your own finance, economical survival and all that. And it's going to be like that from generation to generation. You have no solution to that. The only way is to please tell yourselves this. We have been people, we have been nations before the entire forced together of Nigeria. We could be that and we could progress as well. And until you probably reason, this is a cycle. It'll keep going on and on and on. And I wish you all the best for all, with all your choices as well. I'll take a few calls before I go tonight, as usual. Then we'll call it a night without wasting much, too much ado. So you can still like my broadcast. You can still share it. You can subscribe if you haven't and all that. And Peter, thank you for your own super chat. Don't go anywhere. Just refill the cup. And when I get back, I can take a few calls and we'll call it a night afterward, right? Thank you. Where's that? Okay, that's that. I'll be back.
Liar.